Today, I'm answering the most burning questions I've asked you on my Instagram, follow me here, for the most burning questions that you have for me. And I'm going to use my phone. I'm going to pull up the questions that you guys have for me, and I'm going to go through them and answer the ones that I think have the most juice. Okay, let's get into it. First question, how human design speaks to the career path. So the way that human design speaks to the career path is by letting us understand that our purpose is so much more than just career, but that we have certain gifts that we're here to highlight. And that when we share those gifts with the world, we're able to get monetary compensation for it. And that doesn't mean that everybody has to have a job that is coinciding with their gifts, but I do think that inherently there is going to be a magnetism whenever you show up authentic. And that the reason that you like certain things is because there is a reason. You're meant to do them more. And the reason you really dislike things and things take away your energy is because you're not meant to spend your energy on that. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't overcome hurdles and that we don't have to practice radical honesty with ourselves to understand what of those obstacles are actually subconscious beliefs that are keeping me small, and what of those things are actually things that are not authentic to me. And so once we can clear that out, we can really figure out how human design and our career are very connected. Human design can give us a roadmap on how we can tune into the things that make us be of service. It allows us to understand what the gifts are that we can utilize to actually charge for our wisdom. So one of the most obvious, clear ways to look at your human design body graph, and if you haven't checked it out or you don't have it at hand, we have a new free member area called the Uprising Club. You find the link in the caption below or in the text below. You can join us there for free and you will have access to the free body graph. You can look at your open energy centers. So the open energy centers are always a place where you're able to take other people's energy in and you see them better than they see themselves. And because that is an obstacle in your life that is part of your karma, like it is part of your life lesson to learn to overcome this obstacle. By overcoming the obstacle, you then have the experience and have learned the lessons to share them with other people. And for that, for example, you can charge money. Another great question. Does every person have an intuition and not just people with splenic authority? Yes, everybody has access to intuition, but we have different ways to understand intuition. And so there's going to be differences. One is what we call the authority, which is kind of the feeling in your body that you can listen to and trust when to make the right decision. And then we have intuition, and intuition is really connected to your spleen center. That energy center is connected to health and survival and instinct. It's a death or die kind of matter. It is, in my case, also my authority. So for me, my intuition is very strong and the one tool I rely on to move through life. But you can have different aspects in your chart. You can have an emotional authority and still have a defined spleen. So when your spleen, your intuition is defined, it means you have constant access to that. It is a reliable source for you to listen to. It is something that will allow you to keep yourself safe when you listen to it. It will give you that deep, really kind of like anchoring energy of understanding what's good for you, what's not good for you. It will be able to allow you to create really firm boundaries and not just follow what everybody else is doing. Vice versa, if you have an open spleen, an open energy center where your spleen is, then you do not have consistent access to intuition. You will still have always intuition, but that intuition will not always be your own intuition. Because that energy center is open, you will take in the defined energy from people around you, and you will think that that is your own intuition. And so when you have an open spleen, it is more of a high-risk behavior, or you can either be very scared and not dare to do anything, or you can live in a very high-risk, high-adventure, intense kind of way, which are like the paradoxes, and they are like in fear or in just like risk behavior, right? This is very typical for somebody with the open spleen. Ideally, with an open spleen, you live on the edge, you live on the line between safe and adventure. But you have to be aware because you can get yourself in dangerous situations. You can engage in behavior that is actually not healthy without really realizing it, because maybe the people around you are having that same behavior and you don't understand that that's not really good for you. It can be that you're kind of like walking into the wolf's mouth without realizing. So even though everybody has intuition, some intuition will be more consistent. Some intuition will be more influenced by people around you. So it is important to really get to know yourself well and really figure out how that intuition feels for you so that it can continuously keep you safe. As a projector, I need to publish content organically always. When can I use ads? So this is a great question because I feel like the most common business marketing questions that I've had comes from projectors who are having difficulties with their ads. So this is what I'm gonna say. No matter what technical tool, marketing, strategy you're trying to use, nothing, and I mean nothing, can ever overcome your energetic authenticity. So let's say you are an influencer and you want to work with brands. Your chance of contacting a brand that doesn't follow you and doesn't know you, for them to like send you something, is going to be very slim because they haven't recognized you. And you be thinking like, oh, that's fine. I'll hire a manifesting generator to do that for me. To be honest, it still doesn't work because the invitation has to be direct. If somebody sees your content and starts following you, they'll be in love with you, you'll have the invitation, and they'll be DMing you to send their stuff. And that is the same with ads. You cannot force people to recognize you. So I think the best way to go about this is that you create content organically. To be truthful and honest, the last 24 months, there's been a huge shift in the way that organic content is working. So there is way more virality because Instagram is trying to compete with TikTok. And so there's way more virality to create content organically. And what organic content forces you to do as a projector is learn how to communicate. You're here to be seen. You're here to be heard. You're here because people want the gold that you possess in your guidance. But if you haven't learned how to communicate your vision, your thought, and your capacity with others, you haven't fully stepped in your projector power. And so ads is a way to kind of like force your energetic authenticity. It's kind of a way to like move around the truth that you haven't still learned how to communicate in a way that touches people, in a way that makes them want to invite you, that makes them recognize you. So instead of seeing it as a challenge that ads might not be working or organic content isn't working as well as you'd like to, I really want to invite you to look at yourself and think about, how can I better my communication? How can I like learn to do things differently, create different content, speak in a different way so that I actually get the recognition from the crowd, the people, the audience. With ads, I think it is a little bit complicated. I have noticed so many projectors having issues with ads. And I really think it is because we need that invitation. When we show up on an ads feed, Instagram post, whatever, it is very futile. It's very hard to create an invitation within the 30 seconds of an ad. So I think it is better to create some kind of content in the ad that makes them come to your Instagram account or makes them come to a longer format platform like a VSL or something else, so that they actually get the chance to recognize you. There's some people who are incredibly great, some projectors that are incredibly great of creating invitation in the second. But again, I really think it comes down to understanding how to create content and how to communicate your vision in a very precise way that people instantly feel attracted to you. So instead of trying to, like find the bridge to get over that, post content organically. And this can be consistent or not consistent. That depends on the arrows in your human design. If you don't know about your arrows in the human design, we now have this beautiful guide called the Source Code, where you can download a personalized, tailored to you written human design analysis, where we go deep into these arrows and helping you understand if you're meant for consistency or not meant for consistency. You'll find that out there. So I think that is the key, right? If something isn't working, it is not about finding more tools, I think. It is actually about tweaking things within you And often when our own energy changes, everything else changes. And yes, tools can be helpful. And yes, tools at some point can help us expand. But I think first and foremost, it's looking into ourselves. And when you've created organic content, this is what works best for me. Creating organic content and then boosting it or making an ad out of an organic content that has worked. The content that I have created, that we have done ads for, like my 3 Live event, that one that has worked the best is the one that I've created for my own account just for the fun of it. And then we use it as ad. And the other ones that were more scripted and were meant like this and do it like that and like whatever, never work as good. And that's because the thing that sells is authenticity. It's an energetic language. Tips for thriving offline business-wise. Okay, so the irony of answering this question on an online platform via Instagram, which is a social media platform, does not escape me. But I think I am very honest with this. I love social media. I think social media and posting on Instagram and TikTok is like being able to have unlimited free lottery tickets. Every time you post, that post could go viral and could fucking change your life. That is the truth. You might not like to hear it, but I'm not somebody who demonizes social media. I'm always somebody who is open to the future. I enjoy social media so much. I love TikTok to bits and pieces. I love getting to know people from all over the world, telling their story. There's always something fascinating about it. Yes, I could demonize the whole thing, but I don't. Why? Because I have an online business, and for a successful online business, I believe I need to create and be at peace and in harmony with the online world. It's not that I particularly love the algorithm, and I get pissed off with the algorithm every now and then. But you know, hate the player, don't hate the game. So there's nobody to hate. It's just me and the algorithm. It is what it is. If you want to have an offline business, you have to create either a storefront, like a literal like shop. You know, you can create a community-based space. You can create a shop where you buy and sell, where you sell literal articles of things. And I think it has to be extremely community-based. So if you want to sell your service offline, then I would go to every single shop, to every single community, to every yoga center, to every organic biological supermarket, and I will tell them what I'm doing and what I want to do, and I'll leave them a flyer and I'll leave them whatever, and I'll put something in the posters up. I put a poster in the windows up. That's how I would do an offline thing. But to be honest, I'm not the best person to advise you, because I love that we have the possibility to work online. I'm excited to be able to reach the most amount of people all over the world. I am excited about being able to travel all over the world and be able to offer my services no matter where my ass is, as long as I have Wi-Fi. So if you want an offline business, then you gotta create really great community, personal relationships, and have an exceptional word of mouth recommendation. So my camera's overheating, so I'm gonna stop here. Thank you so much for your Q&As. I think they were super interesting questions. Let me know if you want me to answer more of these, if you like this style of content, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. If any of this resonates, if you want to give me all the juice, share all of your thoughts and concepts in the comments below. And if you've liked this video and you think somebody in your life could use this information, please share it, like the video, subscribe to my channel. It means the world to me, and I'm so excited to see this channel grow. And remember, I don't care what anybody says, I love you.